opening song. 1, 2, 3, and... Oh, when the road gets rough, shine your light, and the going gets tough, shine your light. Just have faith, it'll be alright. So just shine your light. Oh, when you're feeling blue, shine your light. Spirit's guiding you, shine your light. Just hold on, love will pull you through. So just shine your light. Shine your light, shine your light. Everything's gonna be alright, so just shine your light.
Say hello to somebody around you. Here we go.
When the world seems dark, shine your light. From the signs and spark, shine your light. Everything's gonna be alright, so just shine your light. Yeah, just shine your light. Everybody just shine your light.
All right.
Woo! And you are shining your light. I can see it all over. This place is lit up.
Good morning. And on that note, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, well, you know what I actually thought? I thought, wouldn't it be fun if we had a fog machine on the other side and I opened the door and like just come out of this big fog? You know? That's actually what I was thinking about. I thought, where's a fog machine when you need one? I know. Let's take a deep breath in and let's get serious, right? Spirit loves to laugh. You know that, right? Let's take another deep breath in. Sigh on the exhale. This is an opportunity for you to quiet the mind. And sometimes that can be a challenge when there's so many things that need to be done or need to be resolved. But this is an opportunity for you to hit the pause button, to just temporarily stop all that process and just become fully present in this moment, concentrating on your breath, concentrating on the very thing that is breathing you. The one heart, the one mind, individualized by means of you and that perfect breath. As you inhale one more time, exhale. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your love will light my way. Show me the way. Sing after me, please. Show me the way. Show me the way.
Show me the way.
Your love will light my way. Show me the way.
Show me the way.
Show me the way.
Show me the way.
Your peace will light my way. Show me the way.
Show me the way.
Show me the way.
Show me the way.
Your truth will light my way. And your love will light my way. And your peace
Your peace
will light
will light
my way.
my way.
And your truth
Your truth
will light
will light
my way.
Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om
So what a beloved opportunity it is to go within, to see and sense and feel and experience that divine oneness that we call God. Settling into that secret, sacred place of the Most High. The one life, one heart, one love. Experience the divine within. So as I recognize this for myself, I recognize this for each and every person gathered here in this hall, each and every person who hears the sound of my voice, wherever it may be. And each and every person who takes this message out from this place today, who touches another, who touches another, who touches another, and on and on and on. There is no beginning and no end with this. It is infinite, just like the love and kindness of God. So I know that this idea of compassionate love is this idea of service. For God is love, and service is that place where we offer ourselves. We allow ourselves to align with the divine oneness of God, giving wholeheartedly of ourselves to our humanity, to our brothers and sisters, in whatever means that means. Whether it's a lending hand, whether it's offering food, whether it's being of service in whatever way that is coming forward, whether it's that idea of listening with a compassionate heart, sometimes not responding at all, just allowing someone to let go and let God. Releasing our inner fears, releasing those things which hold us back from our greater good, all that we truly desire. So I know that today is that place of gracious loving as we thank and in gratitude know that all that support this service, from our ushers and our volunteers, from our concierge, for all that support in the back with our live stream and our soundboards and the multimedia and all the things that we do to provide our love and send that out to the world. For they are the conduit which sends that out into the world for us from this place. For our musicians and the wonder and splendor that they provide and inspire us to go out and fill the world with a greater awareness, a higher consciousness, a better place in which we want to live as we uplift into that sound and vibration in which they extend from us. And for our practitioners and beloved ministers who are available to us 24/7, 365 days a year, offering themselves in love and support, in servant leadership, allowing themselves to be of service to others. And of course, for our beloved Dr. Joe, in whom the message is transponded and transfused and brought forward today from Spirit. We know that he is that direct vessel in which that love comes forward, and whatever words come forward from him. What a beloved opportunity, again, it is to be here today. So for this and so much more, and the thanksgiving and blessings that I know exist here in my heart, to your heart, to all hearts, I release these words into law, knowing that they are already made so in the mind of God. And if you're in agreement with me, please join by saying, and so it is. Amen.
Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my serenity. As within, all around, all I need is here and now. Where there's air, let me love, and I have no fear. All the power, all the glory, I surrender, let it be. Loving Spirit dwells in me, now and evermore. And exhale. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. Let's send out joy. I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. Let's send out peace. I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. Send out love, sing it out. I send my love, oh my God,
over the mountain. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens,
and it returns to me, and it returns to me, and it returns to me. Last time. And it returns to me.
Okay, so let's get started. William, slides up, please. We've been talking about our 2016 theme has been building a world that works for everyone. And now that we've changed into month of September, this is our new theme for the month. We see our communities as being meaningfully involved with service to the world. We see an organization as a global community that embraces peace. That's a P there, actually. Peace, love, and compassion. Peace, love, and compassion. So that's the monthly theme. And there was a talk that I was supposed to do that I don't want to do, actually. So there's another talk that I want to do today. I want to do. And the reason I want to do it is because I promised you guys a few weeks ago that we would look at how to approach the next 69 days from a spiritual perspective. Because for the next 69 days, as we lead into the election, there's going to be a lot of, let's just say, energy flowing all over. If you haven't picked up on that energy already, you probably don't have a pulse. So at this point, there is an energy flowing around it, and I want us to learn how to deal with things spiritually. So I came up with this talk that I want to share with you. So it's actually just a guide to the 2016 election. There's not going to be any discussion of politics or parties or people or candidates or anything like that. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to just talk about how to think and how to approach things from a spiritual basis so that we don't get sucked up into that energy, that negative energy. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm going to go through 3 slides fairly quickly. I'm going to come back and unpack them later, but those 3 slides lead us into our affirmation for the day. These are written by Dr. Holmes. The moment you step out of the ordinary ranks, the moment you step out of the procession that moves endlessly down the aisle, you are in the spotlight of evolution. Your own choice has decided you. You are no longer going to think as others. You are no longer going to lay your greatness at the feet of a person whom you recognize to be great. The moment a person steps out in the endless stream of humanity, he no longer goes by the norm that was set by the masses' mind. They are a leader. They are a thinker. They are the ones who introduce new things to the world. Your affirmation is this. Please join me. I am a thinker. I am a leader. I introduce a new idea into the world. So Dr. Jim Lockhart, a friend of mine, wrote something, and I want to share it with you. Several of the ideas that I am sharing with you today, Jim wrote in one of his blogs, and it resonated with me, and I thought, okay, this is something I want to teach today. So what are our options? As good students of New Thought philosophies, how should we relate to the political nature of our civic duties? As I see it, we have 2 choices. Participate in the process or don't. But I want to be clear. Both are political actions. If you choose not to participate, blessings to you. If your choice is to participate, there is the question of how you do so. I would hope that you would approach this challenge, and it is a challenge, with a rigorous regimen of spiritual practices to see you through it as the highest and best version of yourself. Begin by accepting the great disparity of beliefs and information that is a byproduct of our postmodern age. I like when he said that. Let's accept the fact that this great disparity, this great challenge is a byproduct of the fact that we have instant information everywhere. And everyone and anyone can write anything they want, post it, call it real, call it not, whatever it is. We live in a world now where we have more information than we've ever had before, which is probably the reason there's a lot of conflict going on. Does that make sense? You there? Okay. Then, after you realize that, then focus on compassion for yourself and everyone else on this planet and for those engaged at every level in politics anywhere. If it is too painful to absorb the constant bombardment of negative, fear-based political media and social media, take breaks. Limit yourself to short periods to absorb the news. Choose your sources wisely. And all the while, hold the highest vision for this election year and do your spiritual practices. So that's the premise of my talk today. It's the fact that we live in a world right now where there's a lot of information. We live in a world where there's a lot of conflict. How are we going to get through the next 69 days with not feeling all that negative energy and participating in that energy? And if we choose to participate, how can we participate in a way that's productive and spiritually based and founded in that idea? Are you with me? Okay, here we go. Nobody succeeds beyond his or her wildest expectations until he or she begins with some wild expectations. Let's just face it. Some of us have wild expectations. I had this wild expectation that the next 69 days are going to go really, really fast. Really fast, like really super speed sonic fast. Anybody want to join me on that? That's my expectation. You know, my reality may be a little bit different, but otherwise I can in my mind say I'm not going to go through this hell for the next 69 days. I'm not going to walk through this. I'm not going to participate in this part of it. So that's my wildest expectation. You can take this on this political idea. You can also take this in your own life. If you don't have wild expectations and wild ideas about where your life is going to take you, how is the universe going to provide you a fun, wild life? Ooh. Right? All right. Florence Shin, one of my favorite authors, wrote this. I now exercise my fearless faith in 3 ways. I love it. My fearless faith in 3 ways. By thinking, speaking, and acting. I am unmoved by appearances, therefore appearances move. Do you like that? I am unmoved by appearances. So all the stuff that we're looking at, I mean, if you're in social media, you know what I'm talking about. If you watch the news, you know what I'm talking about. If you eat dinner or breakfast anywhere in a restaurant, you know what I'm talking about. Before us is all of these things. If I am unmoved by them and I don't give them that energy, where do they have to go? Off on the sides. They no longer move me. If I choose to participate and engage, then it's in front of me. If I take the appearance and I act on it, then it becomes mine to do. But what is mine to do here? Mine to do is to see things rightly. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to be moved by all those outward appearances because they're so conflicting and they're so negative, I don't want to dance in that energy. Make sense? Next thing, expecting the world to treat you fairly because you're a good person is a little like expecting a bull not to attack you because you're a vegetarian. No one in this room is going to miss the swipe of this, all right? I don't care if I'm a spiritual person. It doesn't mean anything to me. And no, it means something to you. This means something to everyone. So don't think I like that. Don't you love that? I love that one. All right, please say with me. I am a thinker. I am a leader. I introduce a new idea into the world. When we talk about being of service and we talk about introducing a new idea into the world, I don't think that I'm going to change the way a nation participates in the next 69 days, but I certainly can change the way I participate. Okay, I can be of service to me, to my household, to my workplace, and my community by the way I act, by the way I'm participating. So being of service is also holding a high consciousness and working in that high consciousness so that no matter where you're at, you are going to be the thinker and the leader of this. Does that make sense? I'm not going out and say being a banner carrier, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you just be your own individual thinker in this process and you will have the light that will shine into the path of others. You don't have to say anything about it, just come from that place. Make sense? The moment you step out of the ordinary ranks, the moment you step out of the procession that moves endlessly down the aisle, you are in the spotlight of evolution. The second you decide to disengage in a different way, in other words, I'm just saying you don't have to not participate, but you just disengage from maybe the way you've been participating and the way you've been reading things and the way you've been looking at things. The second you do that, you step into your own evolution. You step into your own power. Until then, those things own you. They direct you. Next thing, your own choice has decided you, and you are no longer going to think as others. So once I make that decision, I'm deciding where I'm going on this. It's not up for me to convince you. This is my spiritual journey. I look at this as my individual election cycle. All right? It can involve a lot of people, but if I start getting involved in all of that mess, where am I? How can I lead? How can I be that light? You are no longer going to lay your greatness at the feet of a person whom you recognize to be great. I'm not talking about a candidate here. I'm talking about you're no longer going to be held victim to the person who posts something on Facebook and you go, oh my God, I can't believe it. I just read that Abraham Lincoln's emails were put on a wrong server. I mean, come on. It's just everybody has their own thing. Everybody can post anything they want and people can read it. You don't have to elevate everything to a great status. Does that make sense? People are going to put things out there and people are going to be talking. You're going to have to distinguish what is fact from fiction and do it in a spiritual way. So let's keep going. The moment a person steps out of the endless stream of humanity, the moment we get out of that chaos and that fear that seems to be swirling about on the outside, do you agree? You agree that's why it's being created? It no longer goes by the norm that was set by the mass mind. The mass mind is no longer manipulating you like puppets. The second I step out of that and I realize, wait a minute, I don't want to participate in this way, then I'm no longer controlled by what's going on out there. You know, everybody's trying to spin something and sell something and convince you of something. And you know what? What's the difference between a political election and a prescription ad that has 45 different disclaimers, including, you know, incontinence and death? They're all trying to sell you something. I know, bad analogy, but okay. They are a leader, they are a thinker, they are the ones who will introduce a new idea to the world. That's our job. Say that with me, please. I am a thinker, I am a leader, I introduce a new idea into the world. The purpose of fear is to raise your awareness, not stop progress. So let's reframe all the fear that we hear. Let's reframe it. All the things that we hear from every side and all angles. Let's take that idea and reframe it, restructure it. Has anyone ever been to a church recently after you kind of came into this teaching and you go to the church, you listen to what goes on in the church, and the whole entire time you're reinterpreting everything that's being said? Anyone? Anyone? Okay, good. Yeah, everybody, oh yeah. It's the same premise. This is no different. It's about taking these messages of fear and the sky is falling, and instead of becoming fear-based, just say, oh, I'm so glad they brought that into my awareness. Now I'm aware that there's an issue that I need to look at. I'm not going to look at it the way it's advertised or spinning, but there's an issue that I need to look at. Does that make sense? Because if not, it will stop our progress, everyone's progress. So fear, any kind of fear, the purpose of fear is to wake us up. Now, we have one of two things to do when you wake up. You can either wake up and choose to use that fear as an awareness, or you can choose to operate from that fear. And when you operate from that fear in a fear-based operation, what continues to happen to you? You just experience more and more fear. Yeah? Okay, this is a long one. Every positive change in your life and in the life of our country, all right? Every positive change, every jump to a higher level of energy and awareness involves a rite of passage. Each time to ascend to a higher rung on the ladder of personal evolution, we must go through a period of discomfort, of initiation. I have never found an exception. That's a quote from Dan Milliman. And so I like that quote. That quote means that all of this stuff that's going on is just actually preparing us to go to a higher level. A lot of people are thinking everything that's going on is going to put us in a downward spiral. Okay, I choose not to believe that. I have to choose to believe that this discord, this uneasiness, this chaos that's happening all around me is for a divine purpose of a higher good. Yeah? So I want us to look at things differently so we lead our own lives differently, so we're leading in our own homes and our workplaces and the places that we interact with people. We lead differently here. We take that energy differently. And that discomfort, that awareness, that stuff, that discomfort is all part and parcel of this growth process. It's giving birth to something new. All right? Oh, this is a big one. People get anxious, and this has always happened. People get anxious about their future and come to believe that their good depends on an election. You see it. You see it, you hear it. Oh my gosh, if this election happens this way, I am... Seriously? That's your source? How about God is my only source? You know, Dr. Tom used to play a little game with God is my only source. He would take God is my only source, and every time you said the line, you would emphasize a different word. Okay? So let's play that game. So we emphasize God is my only source. God is my only source. God is my. Okay, you gonna play the game with me? All right. So instead of giving power to an election cycle or people that are running in positions of power, let's remember where our source is. So God is my only source. 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 Now we have our priorities right. Make sense? Okay, while there may be some truth in that the election cycle thing. It is far less true that we are encouraged to make by the sea of political ads and the media broadcasts and social media posts that presents the situation as dire, the opponents as dishonest and corrupt, and generally try to push everyone's fear button. So, you know what, when you look at this and you look at this idea, that the election is not where I'm going to get my good, that God is my source, then all of this rhetoric and game, it's a game, you know? It's just a game. It's just a game. You know, it's an important game, but there's a game going on in terms of manipulation and things trying to get us into a fear-based energy. We're not going to do that. We're going to unravel that. And the people in this room are going to be the leaders of that. You're all going to go out and be the leaders in your own homes and your communities. Not that you're going to go out and wave a banner. No, your actions are going to speak so loudly. And we were given a 10-point affirmation thing that we're going to work on in a few minutes. I'm going to actually give you tools. So when you leave here today, you have tools in your pocket, a spiritual tool belt you can call upon. All right? Say it with me, please. I am a thinker. I am a leader. I introduce a new idea into the world. Absolutely. My affirmations and guide to intentionally and wisely walk through this political season. You ready? Everybody should have received. Did you receive one when you came in? If you didn't, we'll get you one on the way out. So there's 10 points. They're all there. They're going to be in the lobby on your way out. It's a half a sheet of paper. Some people got them, some people didn't. Don't worry about it. Doesn't matter. You're going to get them, but let's walk through them together. Here we go. First one. This is about, no, you don't have to say it. This is one of our affirmations. I only post, or one of my practices, spiritual practices. There's 10 of them to go through today. I'm going to go through all 10 quickly. I only post to social media things that speak to what I am for, and only in a way that does not denigrate anyone else or their beliefs. I don't have to annihilate you for me to post or say something that I'm for. I don't have to make disparaging comments about the other person on the other side. I can only speak what I'm for, and I need to do that intelligently without resorting to name calling and all those things. So it's okay to disagree. I disagree I'm very disagreeable. You know? But that's okay. At least that disagreement leads to a curiosity, which leads to conversation. Yeah? Okay, second thing, I only post things that I have researched and reasonably believe to be accurate, not just anything that appears to justify my position. So if you're going to talk about it, make sure you researched it and not just believe what some one person wrote. I mean, it may be credible, it may not, but do a little bit of research. Have something to back what you're going to stand for, not against, what you're going to stand for. Does that make sense? Next thing, I scroll right, oh, this is a hard one. For those of us on social media, for those of you not on social media, you know what I'm talking about. When you're on Facebook or some of the other posts, it's you read everyone's feed, people that type things in, and it's very difficult to scroll past some of these things. But for the next 69 days, all right, until we're together in mid-November, I scroll right by any negative or degrading posts about any candidate, whether they're my candidate or not. I am not, okay, that's it. That's one of them. Another one, I am not responsible for changing anyone's mind. Amen. That was a very weak applause, by the way. I just duly noted that I think there are people in here with an agenda. It is not our idea. Yeah, lose the agenda, okay? Ditch it. You are not out here to change anyone's mind. You come from you make your own spiritual choices in this next 69 days. You make your own choices. It's not up to you to convince someone that they're wrong and you're right. Let them come to that on their own. That's called responsibility. It's not our job to change everyone's mind. No. My job is to be well educated, be well versed, and stand in my truth when I do what I'm going to do in the voting booth. Does that make sense? Next thing, I speak my truth in political discussions, but I monitor my emotional self and stay in a sense of love, appreciation, and compassion. Have you had one of those conversations with people? I'm just telling you, this is ridiculous. And their face gets all red and they're all like, shit. Like mine. Have you ever had, have you seen that? Have you seen it? Oh my God, watch any talk show. Oh, yeah. Can we just have a conversation? The second you rise to that level, you know. If your blood pressure's going up, you're not coming from a spiritual basis. You know it. That doesn't mean you can't have passion, but you can't become this campaign. Have passion, but don't become it. Does that make sense? Kind of everything in our own life, same thing. All right, next thing. This is a really interesting one. If I depart from online or an offline political discussion, because it devolves into name calling or other negativity, I will share the following. Here's your quote. You ought to say, what do I say when I'm in the middle of this? What do I say? I'm giving you words. You can take it with you. I can just see people in the middle of a dinner, right? Someone going, oh, wait, and digging through their purse. And then pulling it out and going, I am leaving this discussion for my own well-being as I choose to be in a place of discourse where all parties are treated with respect. Yes? Put it in your wallet, put it in your purse. When the energy starts to flow up and the conversation starts to go down, I gave you the words. People are like, what do I say? Right there. And you could get a copy on your way home. Cut it up, put it in your whatever, and just recite it, and then get up. Then get up. If it doesn't change immediately, then get up and say, when you guys are done talking about this, I'll come back. It may be a little socially awkward. Really? That's going to be your excuse. It's socially awkward to do so, so instead I'm going to sit here and dance in this pool of negativity. Come on. Have some respect for yourself. All right? All right, next thing. I study the candidates and the issues using as many sources as possible, including those that have different opinions than my own. I am accountable for what I post and how or whether I vote. So it's just saying, get an education. Yeah, it's good. Read both sides. Make sure you're reading the right part about both sides. Make sure you're not getting just opinions. All right, I choose to participate in the political process. I support that which is closest to what I believe in. So when it comes down to it, make sure that what you're doing aligns more with you than less with you. That's just a pro-con chart. That's simple. That's just writing up the list. What do I believe in? Who does that? What party? What support? What people? What candidates? What proposals? What budget things? What do they call those? The numbered things. Propositions, right? Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. All of it. Line it up. And it doesn't have to be a group effort. All the information's there. You just have to read it. Next thing, I hold the highest possible vision for the governance of the world, my nation, my state, and my local jurisdictions. See, it's hard to hold the vision when everyone else is spewing their crap around you, isn't it? Remember that this is paramount. This particular affirmation is paramount. Say it with me. I hold the highest possible vision for the governance of the world, my nation, my state, and my local jurisdictions. Oh my God. What a wonderful affirmation to be able to articulate. Something we can go to bed with and wake up with. If you watch the news, just keep that in your hand. That you're holding the highest vision for the world, for this nation, for other nations. You're holding the highest vision instead of getting sucked into the swirling thing that's negative. Next thing, I remain open-minded and willing to give up a position when there is sufficient evidence to the contrary, or when my intuitive knowing clearly points in a different direction. Follow your gut, but be open and receptive. We talk about being open-minded and open at the top here, but boy, I tell you what, having conversations with people, you'd think, whoa, they are everything but that. So you have to be open to listening to both sides of things, making up your own decision, and listening to what your intuition tells you to do. Not what someone else is telling you to do, not a postcard or a recommendation from someone else, just what is my intuition telling me? That can be factored in. But you have to make the decision. You are born in the image and likeness and an individual expression of God. There's not we're a human collective, but each one of us is an individual, breathing individual. No one can breathe for you. No one can pump blood for you. No one can do all the things that they do for you. You are it. And so we have a responsibility to be that person, that creative, that image, that likeness, that individualization. I do my spiritual practices every day to reinforce my success at living up to these affirmations. So every day, that little sheet that's out there in the lobby, every day, the next 69 days, put it where you're going to read it and stick to it. It's going to be a challenge because there's going to be times when you're going to want to go, I am so going to get into this debate. I feel so passionate about it. I feel so about it. Okay. Make sense? Say that with me, please. I am a thinker. I am a leader. I introduce a new idea into the world. And so ends your lesson. Thank you, everybody.